girl, let me move Miss Dijon over and hey girl.
Howdy, 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 my beautiful Scorpio. How are you doing, darling? My name is SimplyVelca, and today I'm going to be doing your weekly tarot reading, Scorpio, for January 2022. All right, darling? So if you enjoy this tarot reading here today, Scorpio, let me know in the comments below which tarot cards resonate. As well, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe if you enjoy my vibe for today. All right, it helps me out more than you ever possibly could know, Scorpio. Be sure to check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign as well, darling, to get the full spectrum of what's going down in your life in specific. As well, be looking for the code word that pops up somewhere in this tarot video. You write it down in the comments below, Scorpio, and then you get entered into a chance to win a completely free tarot reading by me. All right, let's just see what it is that you're currently dealing with here, Scorpio. Let's see where the vibes are at, darling. All right, starting this out, we have the 10 of Wands stepping forward to you, Scorpio. All right. We as well have the Ace of Pentacles coming in here. Okay. And then, darling, we got the 10 of Swords. Ooh, okay. So I like this a lot, Scorpio, for you. I know initially you might be seeing this as being like Velka, like how you liking this, honey. Like there's a lot of seemingly heavy cards here. I actually don't see this as necessarily heavy here. I mean, yes, by the definition of these cards, they're heavy, but with that Ace of Pentacles there, it's really fabulous here. Your inverted energy for this week is the 9 of Cups being in the reverse. All right, Scorpio. So let's continue on with this. I see you guys, Scorpio, really about to be receiving some type of reprieve here. In this dynamic here, I wouldn't be surprised where some of you guys might have been going through some strong financial troubles here with all this 10s, darling. But something I want to be pointing out as a tarot reader, when you see all these 10s, Scorpio, 10s represents closures to cycles. All right, darling? And so when you have all these closures to cycles here, that's like the heavy weight being lifted off. 10 of Swords here, that's like the ending of a difficult phase here. And then the reason why of that, the Ace of Pentacles really changes the dynamic of this message here for you, of where you are quite literally being handed an opportunity, Scorpio, with this Ace of Pentacles to make something out of it. All right, when you think about the Ace of Pentacles, it's kind of like, see it as like receiving like a blank check from the universe, and it's up for you to write down, Scorpio, how much you want that to be worth here. All right, even Miss Tulip, honey, let's get her opinion on it, darling. All right, she loves it. All right. So yeah, very fabulous start for you guys, Scorpio. If you have been going through some type of financial distress here, I see it being relieved here. All right, so let's continue on into your second row now, darling Scorpio. Let's see what else we got going on. Let's see if we can expound on this here. See, darling, we have the Sun energy here under your 10 of Wands. All right, that's why you don't want to get frustrated when you first see these tarot cards, darling, because with tarot it's like a puzzle, darling, right? And so we're constantly unpacking what story is trying to be revealed through that puzzle. You also have the Ace of Wands coming in under that Ace of Pentacles. This is really big here. The Ace of, when you, again, when you see, with 10s, that represents closures. When you see aces represents like a green light, the go ahead of doing something, Scorpio. All right. I also didn't talk about the Sun energy here. I was just kind of telling you, it's like, see, it's good. But the Sun card is the best tarot card in the deck, Scorpio. All right. You can't get better than that. It's like the sun shining on you through like after a rough period, right? When you go through a pretty intense storm, the sun starts shining, there's a rainbow, darling. It's all the rainbows and sunshine, right? You have the world energy here as well. Fabulous to be having as well, Scorpio. All right, and this is under your 10 of Swords. So I talk about 10s representing closures to cycles here. The world energy is the last major arcana in the deck, and so that signifies the closure cycles and the beginning of a completely new cycle, and then you start as the full journey again with some facet of your life here. All right, so taking this row in on its own, Sun energy, Ace of Wands, and the world energy here, this is quite literally quoting what it was I was exactly saying, where you have a closure to a cycle, Ace of Wands, strong new attraction coming in here. For some of you Scorpios, you might be feeling drawn, you can see, especially because of this Queen of Wands in the back of the deck here, you might be feeling drawn pretty soon towards pursuing some type of passion of yours. All right, Queen of Wands is following in your passion. And I feel like something's going to be catching your interest that is extremely profitable here with that Ace of Pentacles. And because you see two aces, darling, right? That's the go ahead of really sinking more energy into doing that. All right, Scorpio. So really take heed with that. There's a lot of layered messages in y'all's reading. All right. And I love this a lot for you. In my opinion, when I see this type of layeredness to it, it lets me know that spirit is really strong in the reading itself. So someone in your spiritual team is really trying to relay a message of just you kind of seeing it as like your spiritual team laying out the blueprint of being like, all right, Scorpio, this and this and this and this is going to be happening here. All right. So I love seeing this. All right. Even being a Libra Scorpio cusp, honey, I'm just like, ooh, yes, come on, no more struggle, darling. All right. And so, yeah, I really just see a very positive opportunity starting to come forward towards you. So pay attention to your ideas. If you've been really having a desire of doing something, again, passion oriented for you, Scorpio, I feel like that's going to be really profitable. All right. The Ace of Pentacles being that like you get what you make out of it. Right. You like, this is really fabulous. And because the Nine of Cups is in the reverse for you as your overall energy here, or rather your inverted energy here, it's almost like challenging you, Scorpio, where it's like something that you, because the Nine of Cups represents a wish fulfillment by definition when it's in the upright, Scorpio. And so when you think about it in the reverse, darling, the Nine of Cups then represents like, it's like you want something really badly, but then at the same time, you kind of convince yourself that it's not going to actually happen for you, which is understandable when you think about it, Scorpio, just because like you have been going through such a rough period, right? You've been going through an intense period here with the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Swords. Y'all were going through, probably a lot of you Scorpios probably have just been going through some heavy tower moments in your life. I wouldn't be surprised if you've been dealing with people in your life of late, Scorpio, as well, who have just been challenging you as well with the Seven of Wands. This is like an energy where it's just like everywhere you turn, Scorpio, it's like someone is either trying you, someone's like you're going through so many trials and tribulations, so many tests with things. All right, so it's very understandable where you're, you know, where your life is currently. You're just thinking to yourself, being like, well, you know, I really have these strong desires, I really want to manifest certain things in my life, but with how things are looking in my, you know, in your direction, doesn't seem promising. But darling, there's this is a plot twist for you, this reading here, what's going to be coming in, so really pay attention. Ace of Wands as well is the centerfold of your energy here, so definitely all about strong attractions here for you, Scorpio. Also, I want to be pointing out with the Ace of Wands, that is a card of well, actually, I'll take that back. We'll just continue on. I don't want to point that out quite yet. You have here the Two of Swords coming in here under your Ten of Wands, Scorpio, as well as your Sun energy here. And then under your Ace of Wands and Pentacles here, you have the Two of Pentacles coming in, darling. Okay. And then under your Ten of Swords with that with the World energy here is the Three of Pentacles. All right, Scorpio. So this is interesting. With this new opportunity coming in, I see for many of you guys, it's like, well, yes, you're having the closure of a cycle. What's coming in for here, Scorpio, in this sense of a new opportunity, some of you guys are going to be having to make a choice, Scorpio, with, you know, of delving into this new passion. It's probably going to feel a little bit risky initially, right, for you, because you have to stop doing what it is that you were doing to make more time for this new project of yours that would be more bountiful to you. All right. I love it, but I also find it funny. It's like, without fail, I always end up getting the Two of Swords and the Two of Pentacles coming together. When one comes, the other one always is sure to be following after the fact, Scorpio. So definitely speaking of like crossroads in your life here. And for many of you guys, you're either contemplating on switching jobs, contemplating switching schools, contemplating switching some type of relationship in your life as well, right? Could be, and when I say relationship, doesn't mean romantic, just romantic. It could be a platonic, could be business partners, especially because the Three of Pentacles does represent your finances again. It's just some relationship in your life kind of being like, all right, like no longer making time for one relationship that was in your current, and then kind of focusing in on this new energy, this new cycle that the world energy talks about, right? Which is just layered by the Ten of Swords and Ten of Wands. There's definitely some cycle in your life that is coming to a closure here And then you're being left with a choice in this crossroads, Scorpio, where it's just like, all right, do you continue doing the same things that you always have been doing? Or do you choose to start delving into new paths and new interests? All right. So overall, I like this a lot for you, Scorpio. I feel as if this is going to be a nice change of pace for some of you guys. I feel as if you've been needing this, really, just because of that, just, continuous roughness that you've been going through here. So let's see what we can expound on this spread as a whole here. All right, taking these rows in diagonally here, you have the 10 of Wands, the Sun energy with the 2 of Swords here. I feel like this is kind of like telling you what it is that you should be doing, Scorpio, or depending on like, you kind of, I don't want to tell you what you should be doing, right? Because it's your life to be living, darling. I'm not here to make choices for your life because, my life doesn't change by whatever decision you choose to make. So you got to make it for yourself, right? And plus, I don't know your life in specific, but I feel like you kind of get a cheat sheet for what each path lies with, right? So you can continue on in that 10 of Wands burden, really trying to put so much on your back just to prove something to yourself or to help other people. Maybe you're being a little bit of a people pleaser. Maybe you don't want to leave certain people behind because you have a sense of obligation, right? Something that it's like you don't enjoy it personally, Scorpio, but something keeps you there that's holding onto those wands, taking on the burdens of others, I feel. Or do you go into the Sun energy here where that new path is being revealed, right? Because the Sun does represent things being illuminated in your path, Scorpio. All right, so you kind of get a cheat sheet in that way. In the middle row here, diagonally, Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles with the 2 of Pentacles here. This is kind of telling you straight up, you're dancing with both of these aces together. You're juggling with them here. And so for many of you Scorpios, like you're getting like this straight up, you can't have both, essentially. You can't have both where it's like, because this would be taking up all your time. And I don't think that's a bad thing for you because again, like it's as profitable as you make it, right? This choice for you here is as successful as you make it here, but you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't continue on in this one path here with all this new energy here because that's going to take up all your energy. You have to let something go, right, to entertain those 2 aces. And the 10 of Swords, the World energy here, and then the 3 of Pentacles. This is why, Scorpio, I feel like it's talking about some type of partnership or relationship in your life, Scorpio, something that you were previously contractually obligated to, or you just have that sense of obligation just due to loyalty, right? Because of that 3 of Pentacles there. But the thing about it is, like, that's where the obligation comes in with that 10 of Swords, right? You have this sense of obligation towards this energy just because you've been working with them for so long here, Scorpio. And so then it's like, all right, do I choose, when do you put yourself first, Scorpio, right? And that's kind of been a theme for you guys for quite some time, Scorpio, of where you've always had to like make choices about either living for yourself or just helping other people out around you in your life, and then you always put yourself second, Scorpio. But yeah, it's very interesting. What I wanted to talk about with the Ace of Wands prior, that is just like I retracted. The Ace of Wands is a card of like new attractions, right? In a social reading, it's kind of like a card of lust, but you take it back a couple notches from lust into just like a really attracted to like a new friendship, a new there's like some type of new energy you feel spurred by that you used to feel with that old situation that now is associated with those 10s. All right, so let's start clarifying just the spread in general here. You have here the King of Wands coming in here, Scorpio. All right, I'm noticing a lot of fire energy here. You might be dealing with some type of fire sign, or you have a strong fire in your chart. If that is the latter is the case, definitely check out your fire sign as well. 5 of Wands here coming in, card of conflict. This is my least favorite tarot card, admittedly, Scorpio. Because that's, again, the card of where it's just like competing after the same goal of drama with people, essentially, and just constantly dealing with obstacles in your life. And then you have the Ace of Swords, darling. Come on now. The only ace that we're missing now for you is the Ace of Cups here. We're pulling all the aces for you. Taking this dynamic on its own here, I feel like you kind of have to say enough is enough, Scorpio, for you. I feel like you're at this point now where you guys are kind of pushing yourself to your breaking point with some type of commitment that you have in your life. I feel like you, if this is about a job here, you've kind of drained yourself as much of your life essence as possible. You've given as much as you can to this job, whatever it is that you feel obligated to. And you have to just go into a new direction here. King of Wands, that's someone that leads with a vision, with something that they feel personally inspired by. The King of Wands is a situation where it's just like, hey, I'm going to do my thing over here. You're able to follow me or what have you. But the King of Wands only answers to themselves. I also noticed here, Scorpio, that in the back of the deck is the Ace of Cups here, darling. All right. So this is kind of funny. We just completed all the aces for you here. So, you know, we got all the aces here, darling. And so I really feel as if y'all, you know, this is much of a green light as you can possibly get from spirit here. Again, I really want to point out, and I usually don't say this, Scorpio, but I really do feel as if that some of y'all have like your spiritual team, like being like coming through here to relay a message here for you in specific, because it's like the amount of coincidence, the word's not coincidences, but the amount of things aligning in this reading with all the aces, the tens, and the world energy here. Like there's too many synchronicities here for it to just be like, you know, just casually doing some tarot cards. There's definitely some spiritual force at play here to relay a message to you. So definitely pay attention. Some of you guys are going to need to watch this reading back a couple of times, Scorpio. Getting your oracle cards here now. You have the full moon in Gemini, Scorpio. The answers you need are coming. All right. Your reprieve is definitely coming here. All right. That full moon in Gemini. I feel drawn to just give you another one, Scorpio, because why not? Let's spoil y'all, honey. All right. Let's give you another moon oracle. You have the full moon in Taurus, your dreams needing a practical plan. All right. So this goes back into for you, Scorpio, this Nine of Cups that we kind of neglected the messages of a little bit, right? I didn't talk too much about this, where it's like being in the reverse, like your dreams, right? The thing that you've been wishing for, Scorpio, you just didn't think would happen, but really it could happen for you, but you need to make a practical plan for it. And that practical plan is something that you kind of have to admit to yourself, be like, all right, I gotta let this situation go if I want to have this be working out. Okay, you know, just saying, Scorpio, just saying, darling. So let's get into your animal oracle cards for this week as well. I'm going to be giving y'all some homework here, Scorpio, with this tarot deck. Whatever new number card comes in here, that's going to be your numerology number to be looking up for this week. All right, darling. You have the mouse spirit number 40 equaling to 4 in numerology, so go ahead and write down the number 4 to look up later. The mouse spirit, tend to the small things here, Scorpio. Tend to the small things here. I feel like logistically you have been ignoring things just because it's like, again, part of the reason why this Nine of Cups seems so unobtainable to you is because like you would have to do so many different edits in your life logistically to make it work out. But the thing about it is, it's like, I mean, you have to put the value in it in yourself and be like, all right, this is worth it. You know, start treating it as like an actual thing for you, Scorpio, rather than just, you know, being like, since I can't transition effortlessly, like it's not worth it. It's like, then, okay, that's obviously then, Scorpio, you're not able to manifest your things. Your final card here, this is going to call you out, Scorpio. I already was saying this, darling. You have the dog card coming in here. Your loyalty and faithfulness is misplaced by serving too many masters. All right. Now, the wording of it is kind of sussy, you know, sussy baka here, right? Talking about serving too many masters, darling, here. But it drills in the point of what I was saying to you before, Scorpio, where with that 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords, and that world energy, right? So yeah, that's what I have for you, Scorpio. I'm not going to harp on it too much because I feel like y'all kind of get the point here. I do suggest y'all watching this back a couple times, darling, because Spirit had something to say to y'all, that's for sure, darling, this week. So I love you so much, Scorpio. Hopefully you found this reading helpful to you. Remember that I only do readings on my website. If you want to book a private reading with me, one-on-one, only through my website, SimplyVelca.com. I will never reach out to you privately for a reading. That's just tacky. I have some scammers trying to scam people, so don't get scammed, darling. Be sure to follow me on social medias. I live stream on TikTok every single day, SimplyVelca, as well as on Instagram. You know, same as here, SimplyVelca. So I love you so much, Scorpio, and I hope I can connect with you sometime in the near future. And you got blessed by the presence of Miss Tulip, darling. All right, so you're in insanely good hands. All right, bye, Scorpio.